As the president of the American Chamber of Commerce in South China, what are some of the visible impacts you're seeing from the latest trade frictions? Who are getting hurt by this?
Well, except for people being worried, not knowing what is really going to happen next. The effects are not really known. We've talked to many of our members. They're standing by, they're watching. They don't know how it will affect their business. They really don't know what to order, what not to order. They're kind of worried about the future, and of course being worried is not very good for business either way.
So the short-term effects remains to be seen, but the long-term effects?
Well, I'm always worried about the long-term effects. Short-term effects, of course, can be addressed. People always find a way to deal with alternative methods of purchasing the products that they need. The long-term effect is what I'm really worried about, because if it goes for a long time and the frictions last, then both sides, businesses on both sides, are going to start to look for alternative sources of procurement. So if both businesses from U.S. and China begin to look for other sources for their products, that's not good for the future. That will have serious, long-lasting impact on supply chain, on the shipping routes, on availability of products in different countries, prices, the market itself. So, of course, we're very concerned about that.
President Trump is saying that they want to close the U.S. trade deficit with China, but China is saying he's looking at it completely the wrong way. So what's your take on this debate?
Well, China, this has a lot to do with the state of development that China is at now. At this moment, China is still developing, is producing a lot of goods for the U.S. market. At the same time, you look at the massive amount of products and services that are developed and produced by American companies in China that are actually sold in China, and the benefits go back home and create jobs at the headquarters in the cities where those companies are located.
Mm-hmm. And help us understand what your chamber does. From my understanding, it helps or facilitates companies doing businesses in South China. So how vibrant of a community is it, and how big of a scale are we talking about?
Well, we represent some 2,300 members. Our members account for nearly 40% of all U.S.-China business, trade, and investment. And, of course, our companies have invested billions of dollars in the Chinese market. They have contributed a great deal in the development of China over the last 25 years. They've been very profitable, they have been very successful, and they continue to reinvest in this market. And the reality is China just announced that they reduced the negative list down to 48 items. So there are not a tremendous amount of markets that are not open to, for our investment. But we do, of course, want to see all of those 48 areas go away and China be a wide open market.